I'm Niambi Tillman. I'm 48 years old, originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm assigned as Assistant Special Agent in charge of the Dallas field office, and I've been an agent for 23 years. I became inspired to be an FBI agent based on my need to want to help other people. I have a social work background, and I grew up in a family that believed that community and service to others was a priority. Having that in mind, I looked for a career that would allow me to do that in a professional setting. If I weren't an agent, I would definitely continue with a career in social work. My educational background, my community service, and my core values encourage me to work with others in the arena of social work, so I would probably still be a social worker if I were not an FBI agent at this time. To prepare myself for the challenge of being an FBI agent, I did a lot of research. Back then, we went to the library and researched things through the computer system and hardback copies of books. So I researched the FBI and law enforcement, and I also talked to other people to make sure it was something that I thought would satisfy my need to help others. And then I went and did a lot of physical training to ensure that I'd be able to handle the physical requirements as well in the field as well as down at Quantico. The most rewarding part of my job as an agent is to help others in the community, not just in helping them to understand what it is like to be an FBI agent, but helping them to navigate through some of what must be some of their most difficult times in dealing with law enforcement. It also provided me an opportunity to help others and develop and grow inside the organization, as well as I served as a leader in different capacities. What I learned about myself after having become an agent is that I'm stronger than I thought I was, whether it's professionally or personally, to understand that I am as capable as my counterparts in any arena, and to know that I can hold my own and accomplish things far beyond what I imagined has definitely benefited me in my professional and my personal life. There are several myths about the FBI that I believe that are not true. One is that people who look like me cannot be a part of the FBI and be successful, whether it's people with my racial or ethnic background or women in general. I believe that I have shown by example that that is not true, as I believe I have become very successful in my arena. I've also heard that you could not have a successful or a productive family and professional life at the same time. And as the proud mother of 2 daughters and a loving husband, having a loving husband, I believe I have had many experiences, and I share great things with my family that afford us what I consider to be a successful family life as well. I've also heard that people could not exceed expectations and excel and become leaders in this organization that look like me, and yet and still I am an assistant special agent in charge, and I am familiar with other assistant directors and other executives in the FBI who are people of color and with various backgrounds who have done fantastic and exceptional things to contribute to this organization. If I could choose a dream location to serve as an agent with the FBI, it would be to serve as an instructor at Quantico, to be able to influence those that are coming through the academy that will soon one day go out and continue this legacy of this organization we know as the FBI. I think it's important that people understand sort of what they're expected to do once they get out in the field, and how they're expected to interact with the community and other local law enforcement partners, whether they're state, local, or federal. And I think having someone who's been in the field, who's lived that life and had those experiences, to be there to relate to the new academy trainees and be able to share those experiences and help give them the specific guidance that they need to succeed in the field is important. So I would love to have the opportunity to impart what I have learned through the organization to help further the legacy of those going through the FBI. For young African American males and females who are interested in becoming FBI agents, or what they should know in order to help direct what they are doing now, to help prepare them to be FBI agents, I would tell them, 1, to make sound decisions and use good judgment, understanding that everything that you do now will somehow impact whether or not you would be accepted as an FBI agent later. And it's not always just based on your activities, but the activities of those around you. You do not want something that someone else has done to, in one way or another, adversely affect whether or not you can become an FBI agent in the future. And not just making sound decisions, but preparing yourself by making yourself the most well-rounded individual that you can. Find a profession that you love, that you're interested in, that you want to succeed in, and do your best to become the best that you can in that field. because the FBI looks for people from all types of backgrounds with various diverse experiences. And when the FBI looks in your direction and they want someone with your experience, they're going to look for the best. So if you love what you do and you excel at it and become the best at it, that would have you stand out from your partners. And above all else, just believe that you can do it. That if it's something that you would aspire to in the future, take the necessary steps now and know that it is an opportunity that's afforded to you just like everyone else. You just have to work towards it. In an effort to encourage others, particularly Black African Americans, to become agents in the future, I believe the FBI needs to provide access and opportunity to information to those who are in the community who may be interested. I believe most people don't consider the FBI as a profession because they are not aware of what the opportunities are or what is necessary to become an agent. If we can continue to provide access to those who are interested by offering internships, encouraging them to participate in the Teen Academy, or even starting as early as the Junior Special Agent program, that gives them access to the FBI and a way to share information with them that they can use to build upon to help guide themselves to be ready to become an agent when they reach that age and they have the work experience that's needed to apply. To balance career, social life, and self-improvement, I believe one of the key elements is just being willing to be self-aware, to understand what your limitations are, understand what your strengths and weaknesses are, whether that's professionally and personally, and be willing to acknowledge when you have faults and be prepared and willing to take the steps necessary to improve upon yourself. At any given time, you may be deficient in one area or another, but if you're not willing to recognize it, you will never improve upon it. So take the time every so often to sit down and listen to what feedback is given to you from others, but also do some self-evaluation to look at your position, look at your roles, and look at your strengths and weaknesses from an internal perspective, and ask yourself how you can take each element and make it better. Then follow through. You must take the time, put in the effort to identify those areas, but find ways in which to improve upon them, and then complete the action by doing what is necessary to improve, and then go back and try to get more feedback to see if you've made the improvements that you set out to do initially. The one place on earth I'd like to visit is South Africa. I'd like to take my family there and give them an opportunity to learn the history firsthand through life experiences of some of the experiences that my forefathers lived through. I do believe that my children have lost sight or just are not aware of some of the historical value of the culture that we have brought with us, and I'd like for them to see firsthand those experiences in South Africa to hopefully give them a better perspective from which to develop and grow on as individuals. In my spare time, I try to spend it all with my family. Whether it's through cultural activities that we can share or sports activities or even music with my daughters. I believe in traveling and trying to accumulate as many experiences as I can. It's amazing how much children can remember. And the one thing that I have learned through my upbringing is the times that I spent with my family that I hold most dear. So for me, spending my free time with my family is the most rewarding. My current reading list includes Becoming Michelle and Letters to Garcia. There are two books that I think I have been able to pull elements from to help me be a better person and to be a better leader, to be able to set goals and know that I can achieve them, to sort of cut out some of the unnecessary noise and allow myself to focus better on learning what I need to do to be a better person as a whole, to accomplish great things in life, and to be a leader to others who would want to follow me and better themselves in ways that would just make us a better organization and better people in our community. My musical playlist includes music from India.Arie, Jamie Grace, and Mandisa. I believe in listening to very uplifting and yet soothing music, and these are people that I believe put forth great messages in their music, but more than anything else, they have a great upbeat, and my daughters and I love to move and listen to the music and listen to the message. One quote that I would give to encourage fellow agents and U.S. citizens in this time is to remember what it is that made you want to become an FBI agent in the beginning, or what it is that makes you proud to be an American, and focus on those things and use that to commit yourself to do great things. Remember your core values, remember who you are, remember what you represent, and use that to go out and do great things. One last thing that I'd like to share, for those who do not know or do not believe if becoming an FBI agent is the right career path for them, remember that the FBI agent is not the only position in the FBI. The FBI agent population makes up half of our overall employment staff with the FBI, and there are countless other job descriptions or job titles that you could also fulfill in order to contribute to the mission overall. So just remember that you don't have to be an agent to be able to contribute to the mission of the FBI. Know that whatever strengths you have, there is a place for you here in the FBI, and it will provide you with opportunities far beyond whatever you could have imagined. You'll have experiences, you'll meet people, and you'll travel to places that you probably never thought about, but all in the name of supporting our government and supporting our country, and is the most rewarding thing that you could possibly do. And it's something that will afford you the opportunity to excel in life as an individual, as well as being part of a team in support of our country.